Once, not so long ago, in the town of Nowhere, Nebraska, there was a group of 4 girls. Their names were Sarah, Brianna, Jenny, and Alice. Alice was the newest member of this group. Jenny, being the second newest next to Alice, could clearly remember when she became a member of the group, because to be a member of this group, Sarah had decided that each member had to go through an initiation process, because their group was an exclusive little group. And for Jenny, that was being locked in a cemetery for an entire night. And the events of that night still to this day horrified her. So much so that she was afraid of whatever Sarah was going to make Alice do for her initiation. As time passed, the day finally came when little Alice was about to be initiated, and Sarah had come up with her initiation. She was going to call on Bloody Mary. So they set up a slumber party at Sarah's house in her basement. And then when they all got there, they went into the bathroom and locked the door behind them. They lit 3 candles and put them in front of the mirror. And Alice was scared. She didn't want to. She didn't want to do this now. But she was here and she couldn't back down. And Sarah was making her do it. So, reluctantly and scared, she called out, "Bloody Mary! Bloody Mary! Bloody Mary!" And then, nothing. Nothing happened. But she was so scared, she was trembling and almost crying. And Jenny was shaking because she was nervous too. And then there was Brianna and Sarah. They were laughing. They were having a fun time because of how much these 2 girls were so scared. So having their fun, they decided that they were finally going to just go back out and have a good night. But then they went back to the door, and it didn't open. They thought they just messed up with the lock, so they tried again, but it didn't open. And they tried and they tried. They started panicking, banging, pushing, trying to get out of this room. But nothing was happening. The door was stuck. It was jammed. And unbeknownst to and as they couldn't hardly tell, the lights started going down in their panic. And they didn't notice until the lights were completely out. And then everything went dark. And then, slowly, Jenny came back too. She couldn't see it with one eye, so she reached up to it, and it was gone. It wasn't there anymore. Panicking, she finally realized she couldn't hear very well, so she reaches her hands up to her ears. And they're bleeding. Her ears were bleeding. So now, fully panicked and terrified, she's looking around. And she sees her friends, Sarah and Brianna, both of their eyes gone. Like they had been gouged out with their own hands. Their ears, they were bleeding too. There was so much blood around them. She was terrified and scared and wanted to leave. But she was looking around again and looking for her friend Alice, who she didn't see. And she looked at the doorway, which was now open. And there stood Alice, looking down at her, smiling, with her eyes wide. And she started reaching down to Jenny, and she said,
"I told you I didn't want to play the game."
And she gouged out her eye, taking it straight out of her head. She heard as Alice walked away, and she was scared now, more than ever, because as her whole world was going dark and she was dying, she felt terrified and thought, "My God, what have I done? What have I released on this world?" And then she died.